Today we are going to have a look at the ACEFAST ACEFIT Pro open-style earbuds, which come with these bright LED lights on board. But there is more to them than just the LEDs, so let's get stuck in and see the details. Hi, my name is Andy and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. Quick disclaimer, I got the earbuds for testing from the manufacturer, but this content is not sponsored, I'm not getting paid for doing this review, throughout which all you will get is my honest and unfiltered opinion. As of making this video in mid-January 2025, there is a Kickstarter campaign for the ACEFIT Pro, and if you want to find out more about that, there is a link in the description. Now, onto the earbuds themselves. One of the key design elements is the inclusion of LED lights on both the buds and on the battery case. On the buds, those breathing lights can give you better visibility in low light conditions, so it's a great safety feature during the winter months when we are all forced to do at least some of our outdoor activities in dimly lit conditions. The LEDs can be turned on and off with a 4-tap action on the touch panels or using the AceFast smartphone app. And inside the app, we can also play around with the settings of the lights on the carry case, as you can choose between a short and a long breathing pattern, and you can also change the color of the LEDs. I would love to have the same custom color options on the earbuds as well, but those LEDs are either on or off, with no further customization. But on the lid of the case, there is also a big battery status display, which can show us a numerical value of how many % of charge is left in the case, and also status bars for the individual buds. The total battery life with the case can be up to 25 hours, while the single charge playtime of the earbuds can be up to 6 hours. Both of these numbers are about average, and there is no wireless charging built into the case, but there is quick charging, which will give us an extra 2 hours of use with the buds after only 10 minutes. One interesting fact is that the USB Type-C port can be found at the bottom of the case, but we got a special charging cable which is angled at 90 degrees, so the case would sit relatively flat when being plugged in. The cable itself is very well made and it's actually of a usable length, so that's good news. And the reason for placing the port at the bottom of the case is its slim and curved profile. The whole thing is solidly built, including the springy hinge, which pops up firmly. Opening up the lid will turn those LEDs on, which, along with the lid being locked in at the fully open position, gives us easy access to the earbuds, even in the dark. As for the overall design of the earbuds, there are high-quality materials used all around, such as titanium for the wire inside the ear hooks and the soft, skin-friendly silicone coating on the outside. The see-through cover on the speaker units lends a modern and sleek look to the ACEFIT Pro as well. The buds are compact and weigh in just under 8 grams each, and that, if my memory serves me well, makes them one of the lightest open-ears I have ever tested. And this well-balanced featherweight design provided me with a first-class comfort during my tests. I can easily wear the earbuds for hours on end without any hint of hot spots, pressure, or any sort of discomfort. The fit is snug and secure for running or cycling, and the thin ear hooks are not only sturdy enough to prevent the speaker units from flapping around, but they also make the ACEFIT Pro compatible with sunglasses and bike helmets, well, at least in my case that is. Of course, your experience with the fit of the earbuds might vary. The IP54 dust, sweat and rainproof rating, on the other hand, should sound reassuring to everyone who is concerned about using their buds outside a lot. In terms of wireless features, the chip on board is Bluetooth 5.4 compliant with support for SBC and AAC. LHDC is listed on the Kickstarter page as one of the supported audio codecs, but it's not in the official specs on the website, and I could not make it work either, so let's stick with what we know for sure, and that's AAC and SBC. What we also know is that we get mono mode, where each earbud can be used on its own, and multi-point support, where the buds can connect to 2 devices at the same time. This dual device connection works smoothly across all platforms, with automatic switching between devices. Latency is low enough for watching videos without lip-sync issues, but there is no game mode, so if super low latency is a must-have for you, then you might want to look elsewhere. And now let me give you some audio samples from the dual mic setup on the ACEFAST ACEFIT Pro. So this is the phone call quality you can expect from these earbuds in a quiet room. And this is the audio quality you can get when you happen to make a phone call with the ACEFAST ACEFIT Pro when you are out and about. Onto the controls, we can find a touch-sensitive panel on each earbud. You can control play, pause, tracks and volume, you can activate your voice assistant and also manage phone calls. The touchpads register all sorts of tapping actions just fine, as long as you hit the Ace part of the ACEFAST logo. One tiny issue I ran into was that when the volume controls were assigned to the single tap action, which is the default setting, the panels did not always register the volume changes. Maybe it was my phone's fault, as it worked on my iPad without a glitch, but after switching things around, which meant moving volume controls to double tap and assigning play pause to single tap, it all worked absolutely fine across all of my devices. This is one of the reasons why it's always good to have full remapping options for the controls in a smartphone app, and I'm glad to see that ACEFAST didn't skimp on that feature. What's missing from the ACEFIT Pro itself is wear sensors, so there is no automatic play and pause, but this is something you will not find on most open earbuds, not even on the most expensive ones. An interesting feature what we do have, however, is the option to turn on the earbuds without having to use the carry case, which can come in handy more often than you might think. But strangely enough, we cannot turn them off with the controls, as the earbuds will switch themselves off automatically 5 minutes after we disconnect them from our source device. You can neither change this setting in the app, nor you can assign a specific tapping action to turn off the buds, so this will have to do. And speaking of the AceFast app, it's available on both Android and iOS. Other than the LED light settings and the custom controls, we can also choose from 4 sound profile presets or use the 8-band manual EQ. Firmware upgrades are also available through the app, but that's pretty much it. But while it's a very limited set of features, at least ACEFAST got the basics right and the UI is clean and easy to use. Next up is sound quality. The large 20x8mm racetrack shaped drivers, moved by a triple magnet motor, can deliver a punchy and rich enough bass along with smooth mids and crisp, detailed highs. There is nowhere near as much of a bottom-end impact as there is on the Soundcore AeroFit 2, the Clear Arc 3 or the new Shokz Open Fit 2, which I'm going to review soon by the way, but the bass is easily on par with the likes of the OpenRock X, which is still one of my favorite open earbuds as far as sound quality. Where the OpenRock X can beat the ACEFIT Pro is its more airy soundscape and more precise imaging. The mid-range also sounds more open and more tonally rich on the OpenRock X. The ACEFIT Pro has a bit more closed-in sound with a more center-focused image, along with a slightly recessed mid-range, which makes vocals and instruments sound a touch less natural or exciting. The maximum volume is okay, but we cannot quite expect such high output levels as from either the Clear Arc 3 or the AeroFit 2. Again, the OpenRock X is more closely matched in that regard, but even in this case, the ACEFIT Pro is a small step behind. What ACEFAST has managed to do well is keeping the frequency response under better control across the volume range. I mean that usually there is a shift in sound at or above the 60 or 70% volume mark, where most open ears start to taper off the bass in order to keep the output clean and distortion free. Now the ACEFIT Pro is no exception here, as the bass gets pulled back at higher volumes, but maybe it's a bit less of a drastic change than on the OpenRock X, especially above 90% of volume. Some distortion starts to creep in here as well, which is easily noticeable with bass-heavy songs, but as long as you keep the volume somewhere in the 60 to 80% range, you should be served with a dynamic, enjoyable and clean sound. One small caveat is that I found an improvement in both bass extension and overall dynamics when pushing the speakers down and in a little on my ears. And that is where the tiltable joint on the AeroFit 2, the tiltable and rotatable hinge on the OpenRock X, or that tiny little expansion on the Clear Arc 3 can make a difference when it comes to your own sonic experience. And while I love the lightweight and flexible titanium ear hooks of the ACEFIT Pro, there is no way to make any adjustments to the fit and to the speaker positioning with those. And in case you were wondering about the sound leakage performance of the ACEFIT Pro, it's pretty much average, so people in the same room might be able to hear what you are listening to on your earbuds if they sit or stand within a couple of feet to you. And before I wrap things up, I mentioned at the top of the video that the ACEFIT Pro's Kickstarter campaign is still running, but what I did not say was that you can get the buds for an early bird price of $119 as of making this review. However, the retail price going forward is set to be $189, which is a bit steep if you ask me. So in case you miss out on the early bird discounts, but still want to buy something with pretty much the same specs and overall design, then you can get the AceFit Air for around $80 or 90 euros. The Air is practically the same as the Pro, same wireless chip, same speaker design, same battery life, same overall build quality and the same smartphone app, it's only that you will have to give up the LED lights. In return, these buds are not only cheaper, but they also weigh even less, and their carry case is even thinner and lighter than that of the Pro. So if you are excited to get your hands on the AceFit Pro, but you can live without the LED lights, then the AceFit Air can be the perfect alternative for you. And that concludes my review of the AceFast AceFit Pro. The overall design with those LED lights is very unique and likable, the comfort is top-notch, and we have all the most important features such as multi-point quick charging or custom controls. Whether or not they are worth their asking price is up to you to decide, but I'm sure that the early bird offer gives you a pretty good deal, so you might want to check out the Kickstarter campaign again, as long as it's still live when you watch this review. And if you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. All your comments are welcome as always. Thanks for watching everyone, hope to see you all in the next one.